Speak, ladies and gentlemen, every meaningful achievement begins in silence. Before a great company is launched, before a dream becomes reality, before a leader inspires others, there is always a season where the work is invisible. Yet many people make one critical mistake. They announce their vision before they have built the discipline to support it. The world celebrates finished results, but it often misunderstands unfinished ideas. The moment you tell everyone what you oppose, replanning, you invite opinions from people who don't oppose, carry your responsibility. Some will encourage you, others will doubt you, and many will unintentionally distract you. Every outside voice has the power to pull your attention away from the only thing that truly matters: doing the work. Real builders understand that energy is limited. Every conversation about what you pose we're going to do is energy that could have been invested in actually doing it. Talking about success can create the illusion of progress, but only consistent action creates real progress. Dreams don't oppose, become reality because they are announced. They become reality because someone quietly committed to showing up every day when nobody was watching. The strongest confidence isn't oppose loud. It doesn't oppose need constant validation or applause. It grows through discipline, patience, and small victories that no one else sees. Instead of seeking recognition before you oppose, they earned it. Focus on becoming the kind of person whose results speak so clearly that explanations become unnecessary. Protect your vision while itopos still growing. Just as a seed needs to remain beneath the soil before becoming a tree, your purpose often needs privacy before it can withstand the winds of criticism. There will come a day when people see what yapos they built. Until then, let your habits be louder than your promises, your consistency louder than your words, and your actions louder than your intentions. The future belongs to those who spend less time announcing their plans and more time building them. Work quietly, stay disciplined, keep improving. Then, when your vision finally becomes reality, you wanapos need to convince anyone. The evidence will speak for itself. Every worthwhile dream begins in a fragile state. At first, it exists only in your mind, shaped by hope, imagination, and the belief that something better is possible. In those early stages, your vision is like a seed planted beneath the soil. You cannot judge its future by what is visible today because the most important growth is happening where no one can see it. This is why protecting your vision matters so much. If you expose it too early, before your commitment is strong enough to withstand doubt and criticism, you risk allowing outside voices to influence what should be guided by your own purpose. Many people feel excited when they discover a new goal. They immediately begin sharing it with friends, family, coworkers, and even strangers. They imagine encouragement will strengthen their determination. Sometimes it does, but just as often, it creates unnecessary pressure. Every person who hears your plan brings their own experiences, fears, and limitations into the conversation. Someone who has never attempted what yapos are trying to achieve may tell you itapos unrealistic. Another may question your abilities because they only know the person you used to be, not the person you apos re becoming. Even well-meaning advice can redirect your focus away from what truly matters. A vision is not strengthened by opinions, it is strengthened by action. Every hour spent explaining your dream is an hour that could have been invested in building it. Quiet progress has a unique power because it allows your energy to remain focused on improvement instead of approval. When your attention is consumed by proving yourself to others, you lose valuable time developing the skills, habits, and resilience that success actually requires. Protecting your vision also means protecting your confidence. Speak. Confidence is often misunderstood as something that comes from compliments or recognition, but lasting confidence is built differently. It grows every time you keep a promise to yourself. It grows when you continue working after the excitement disappears. It grows when you solve problems without announcing them and when you remain committed despite slow progress. These quiet victories create an inner belief that cannot be shaken by criticism because it is based on experience rather than applause. There will always be people who misunderstand your journey. Some will laugh because they cannot see the future you see. Others may unintentionally project their own fears onto your ambitions. Their words may sound convincing, especially when your results have not yet appeared. This is why patience is essential. You don't need everyone to understand your purpose while you're building it. You only need enough conviction to continue taking the next step. Every meaningful accomplishment was once invisible. Every successful leader, entrepreneur, artist, or creator spent time working in seasons when very few people believed in what they were doing. Privacy is not secrecy born from fear, it is wisdom born from focus. Keeping your plans to yourself is not about hiding from the world. It is about giving your ideas room to mature before exposing them to unnecessary pressure. Just as a craftsman doesn't reveal every unfinished piece, you don't need to display every stage of your progress. Let your work develop through consistency. Let your habits shape your character. Let your discipline strengthen your abilities. In time, what was once only an idea will become something undeniable, and your results will communicate more clearly than your words ever could. One of the greatest obstacles to meaningful progress is the desire for validation before taking action. It is natural to want encouragement, recognition, and approval from the people around us. We all appreciate hearing that our ideas are valuable and that our goals are worth pursuing. However, when validation becomes a requirement before we begin, it quietly turns into a barrier that keeps us standing still. Instead of moving toward our purpose, we wait for permission from others. We postpone action until someone confirms that our dreams make sense. The truth is that the most important journeys often begin long before anyone else believes in them. The danger of seeking validation is that it shifts the source of your confidence from within yourself to the opinions of other people. Opinions change constantly. Someone who praises your idea today may question it tomorrow. A person who supports you during easy moments may disappear when challenges arise. If your motivation depends on the approval of others, your determination will rise and fall with every compliment and every criticism. That creates an unstable foundation for success because your progress becomes controlled by voices that have no responsibility for your future. Real confidence is built differently. It is not created by applause or public recognition. It grows every time you make a commitment and follow through with it. It grows when you wake up early to work on your goal even though nobody notices. It grows when you practice your skills after everyone else has stopped paying attention. It grows when you continue improving despite slow results and uncertain outcomes. These quiet moments of discipline shape your identity far more than any encouraging words ever could. Many people confuse talking about a goal with making progress toward it. They share exciting plans with friends, post ambitious announcements online, and enjoy the temporary satisfaction that comes from positive reactions. While encouragement feels rewarding, it can sometimes replace the deeper satisfaction that should come from real effort. The excitement of being praised for an idea may reduce the urgency to actually build it. Success, however, is never measured by how many people admire your intentions. It is measured by the consistent actions you take when no one is watching. Waiting for validation also delays learning. Every worthwhile goal requires mistakes, adjustments, and growth. You cannot gain experience by thinking about what others might say. You gain experience by taking the first step, facing challenges, and improving through repetition. Action creates clarity. Every attempt teaches you something new, while endless discussions often produce nothing except hesitation. The path forward becomes visible only after you begin walking it. There will always be people who doubt your decisions, question your abilities, or fail to understand your vision. That should never become the reason you stop moving. Their perspective is shaped by their own experiences, limitations, and fears, not by your potential. If you wait until everyone agrees with your direction, you may spend your entire life waiting. Every meaningful achievement has been built by individuals who chose progress over approval and purpose over popularity. The most successful people understand that validation is a byproduct of consistent action, not the starting point. They do not waste energy convincing others that they are capable. Instead, they invest that energy into becoming capable. They allow their habits to speak louder than their promises, their persistence to speak louder than their excuses, and their results to speak louder than their opinions. When your actions consistently reflect your purpose, confidence becomes something you carry within yourself, rather than something you borrow from others. At that point, approval becomes optional because your commitment is no longer dependent on applause. It is rooted in the quiet certainty that comes from showing up every day and doing the work, whether anyone is watching or not. There is a significant difference between talking about success and building it. Announcements create attention, but discipline creates transformation. Many people enjoy telling others about the business they want to start, the book they plan to write, the fitness goal they intend to achieve, or the new life they hope to create. Speaking about these ambitions can feel exciting because it gives the impression that progress has already begun. Yet words alone never change reality. Only consistent action has the power to turn an idea into something tangible. This is why discipline must always speak louder than announcements. Discipline is not glamorous. It rarely receives applause because most of its work happens in private. It is choosing to continue when motivation disappears. It is waking up early when comfort tells you to stay in bed. It is practicing your craft long after the initial excitement has faded. It is making small, intentional decisions every day that align with the future you want to build. While announcements are heard in a single moment, discipline is demonstrated repeatedly through actions that often go unnoticed. One of the greatest dangers of announcing your plans too early is that you may begin to confuse intention with accomplishment. The positive reactions you receive from others can create a temporary feeling of achievement before any meaningful work has been completed. Compliments about your future success can become a substitute for the effort required to earn real success. This false sense of progress can weaken the urgency to act because your mind has already received some of the emotional reward that should come only after genuine accomplishment. Discipline, on the other hand, asks for nothing except consistency. It does not require an audience or recognition. It simply demands that you keep moving forward regardless of your emotions or circumstances. Some days the work feels exciting, while other days it feels repetitive and difficult. Discipline does not wait for inspiration to appear before taking action. Speak It understands that excellence is created by showing up consistently, even when enthusiasm is absent. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are rarely those who felt motivated every day. They are the ones who developed habits strong enough to carry them through ordinary days. Quiet effort also protects your focus. Every time you explain your goals to someone, you invite opinions, questions, expectations, and distractions. While some advice may be helpful, much of it simply consumes energy that could have been invested in meaningful work. Discipline keeps your attention where it belongs, on todayapos, task instead of tomorrowapos, recognition. It reminds you that every hour spent improving your skills is more valuable than an hour spent describing what you hope to become. There is a unique confidence that grows from disciplined action. It is different from the confidence that comes from praise because it is rooted in evidence. Every completed task, every challenge overcome, and every promise kept to yourself becomes proof that you are capable of moving forward. This kind of confidence cannot be taken away by criticism because it has been earned through experience, rather than borrowed from encouragement. It becomes an inner strength that allows you to continue building even when nobody else notices your progress. History consistently shows that lasting success belongs to those who value execution over explanation. The greatest achievements often appear to happen suddenly, but they are almost always the result of months or years of disciplined effort that remained invisible to the public. People notice the finished product, not the countless mornings, late nights, setbacks, revisions, and sacrifices that made it possible. Those hidden moments are where real success is built. When you allow discipline to speak louder than announcements, your priorities begin to change. You become less interested in impressing people with your intentions and more committed to honoring your purpose through action. Instead of seeking attention for what you plan to do, you focus on becoming the person who quietly does the work every single day. Eventually, your consistency produces results that require no explanation. At that point, your achievements become your introduction, your habits become your reputation, and your actions tell a story that words never could. Not every person in your life needs to know what you are building or where you are going. It is easy to assume that sharing your goals with everyone is a sign of confidence or transparency. But wisdom teaches a different lesson. Your vision is valuable, and valuable things deserve protection. There is a difference between being open and being selective. The people you allow into your inner circle should be those who strengthen your commitment, not those who unintentionally weaken it. Learning to guard your plans is not about distrust. It is about understanding that every conversation influences your mindset, and your mindset is one of your greatest assets. Every person views the world through the lens of their own experiences. Someone who has never taken a risk may struggle to understand why you are willing to leave your comfort zone. Someone who has faced repeated failure may project their fears onto your ambitions. Even people who genuinely care about you can discourage you without intending to. They may believe they are protecting you from disappointment, but in reality, they are speaking from their own limitations rather than your potential. If you absorb every opinion that comes your way, you may begin to doubt a vision that was once clear in your mind. There are also people who celebrate your dreams only as long as they remain small. The moment your goals become bigger than what they expected from you, their attitude may change. Sometimes this comes from insecurity, comparison, or discomfort with seeing someone close to them grow in a different direction. Speak. You cannot control how others respond to your progress, but you can control how much access they have to your plans. Protecting your vision means recognizing that not every relationship is meant to carry the weight of your deepest ambitions. Silence creates space for growth. When fewer people know about your plans, there is less pressure to perform for an audience. You are free to make mistakes, change direction, learn new skills, and improve without feeling the need to explain every step. Growth is rarely a straight path. It involves experimenting, failing, adjusting, and trying again. If every stage of that process is public, you may become more concerned with maintaining appearances than with making genuine progress. Privacy allows you to focus on becoming better instead of looking successful. This does not mean you should never seek advice or support. The key is to choose carefully who receives access to your vision. Share your plans with people who have demonstrated wisdom, integrity, and genuine care for your growth. Seek guidance from those who have experience in the path you want to follow, rather than from those who simply have an opinion. The right mentor will challenge you to improve while encouraging you to continue. The right friend will celebrate your progress without feeling threatened by it. The right community will inspire you to grow instead of pulling you back toward comfort. Another reason to protect your plans is that early success is fragile. During the beginning of any journey, your confidence is still developing. A few negative comments can feel much heavier than they would after years of experience. As you continue taking action, your belief in yourself becomes stronger because it is supported by evidence. Until then, it is wise to guard your enthusiasm from unnecessary negativity. Just as a young tree is protected until its roots become deep enough to withstand strong winds, your vision also needs time to develop strength before facing constant criticism. The most accomplished people are often surprisingly private about what they are building. They understand that talking less allows them to work more. They know that energy spent defending an idea is energy that could have been invested in improving it. Rather than seeking approval from everyone around them, they dedicate themselves to consistent action. When the work is complete, they no longer need to persuade anyone of its value because the results speak with clarity. By carefully choosing who has access to your plans, you protect your focus, preserve your confidence, and give your vision the best possible chance to grow into something extraordinary. In a world where people are encouraged to share every goal, every milestone, and every thought, choosing to build in silence is a rare form of strength. Silence is not a sign of uncertainty or lack of ambition. It is often a sign of deep commitment. When your attention is fixed on the work itself, instead of the attention it might receive, you give yourself the freedom to grow without distraction. The most meaningful achievements are rarely created through constant announcements. They are built through countless hours of focused effort that nobody sees. Long before the world notices success, someone has already spent months or even years developing the discipline, skills, and resilience required to create it. Building in silence allows you to direct your energy where it matters most. Every conversation about your future plans requires mental and emotional effort. You explain your vision, answer questions, respond to opinions, and sometimes defend decisions that have not yet produced visible results. While none of these activities move your project forward, they consume valuable time and attention. Imagine investing that same energy into learning a new skill, improving your craft, solving a problem, or completing another step toward your goal. Quiet progress creates momentum because your focus remains on execution instead of explanation. There is also a unique freedom that comes from working without an audience. When no one is watching every move you make, you are free to experiment, make mistakes, and improve without fear of judgment. Growth is rarely perfect. Every successful person has experienced failures, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. These moments are not signs that the vision is failing. They are part of the process of becoming capable enough to achieve it. Building in silence gives you room to learn these lessons privately, allowing each mistake to become a stepping stone rather than a public performance. Many people underestimate the power of consistency because it lacks excitement. They are drawn to dramatic announcements, quick recognition, and visible achievements. Yet, extraordinary results are almost always the product of ordinary action.